Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this one we're going over the Yahoo Finance app and how I can give you a very good tip to track your portfolio. So stick with me with this one and let's see what we can get into. So just before we look into the app, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the video. I really do appreciate that. It really helps me in the beginning stages of this journey. Now what we're going to talk about today is the Yahoo Finance app, and we're going to look at how to create a watch list and how it can be beneficial to easily track your portfolio. I'm also going to give you a couple of tickers, so the overall Nasdaq kind of tickers, so you can easily track of what's going on in the actual market itself rather than the individual stocks. So without further ado, let's get into the app. Okay, so let's tap into the app. Obviously the app is completely free, so that's okay. And then straight away we have a little bit of news. We've got some key kind of stocks and indicators at the top there. And then we also have the long-term portfolio, which is mine, which is already a watch list that I have, and some other stocks that I'm watching. So let's go through the options at the bottom. So we've got home, that's where we are now. News, which is just general kind of news articles, nothing too fancy about that. Search, where you can search your stocks to add to a watch list, which we'll go through in a minute. Markets, so just general kind of what markets are doing here. If you tap on the top here, you've got Europe, US and Asia. Obviously the US would be the Dow, the ones I look at mostly. The Dow, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. And then on the far right we've got notifications in the bottom corner, which are kind of whatever you want to set up notification wise, you can do that. Now to start a portfolio, so we go to search, we'll start a random one today, and we'll add Apple. And then once you've searched Apple, you can see at the top there, Apple Incorporated, and you just click the star on the right and add to a watch list. Now for the purpose of this video we'll make up something random. Let's go Dave's portfolio, because everyone knows Dave. Okay, oh, spelled that wrong. Anyway, so yes, that's been added to the portfolio, as you can see at the bottom there. And then we'll go back to home and you can see that it says Dave's portfolio. So let's go ahead and edit that. So we're now in the portfolio and we have the little pencil at the top there. And then we could just tap on the name bar and just add an O, because that's how you spell portfolio. Anyway, so yes, as you can see there, you've got Apple there, and you see these tabs here. You've got basic, details and holdings. Basic is the kind of one that you'll start with when you open the app, and then if you go to details, it makes it a little bit easier for me to see kind of what's going on. So let's go ahead and add a few more stocks. We'll go for a couple of big ones. So Amazon. Again, hit the star on the right. Add to watch list, Dave's portfolio, and then you can see at the bottom there, Amazon added to Dave's portfolio in the green. We'll go ahead and add a couple more. Let's go for Tesla. That you see is already in my portfolio, so you can see there's already a gold star. But if you tap the gold star again, you can see it's in the other two portfolios I have. But I'm going to add it to Dave's portfolio because Dave really wants Tesla in his portfolio. And then we'll do a final one. What should we go for? Let's go to Tattooed Chef. First thing that comes to my head. So TTCF, Tattooed Chef. Hit the star on the right. Add it to Dave's portfolio as we've done. And there you go. You've got a portfolio of 4 companies. And now you're on the main screen. And then you see Dave's portfolio at 4 symbols. Tap on that. And then you can see here, you've got Tattooed Chef, Tesla, Amazon, Apple. And you can actually edit those by hitting the pencil up in the top corner again. And then just by using these 3 bars on the right, you just move them up and down. You can do them however you want. I kind of do mine by holding, so my biggest holdings I put at the top. So yeah, that's Dave's portfolio, just save that. And the good thing about this app is if you click into a specific stock, we will go to Tesla. And then you've got all the key details, so you've got 1 day, 5 day, 1 month, 6 months and year to date. Year to date is obviously from January the 1st of whatever year you're in. You scroll down, you've got all the key information here. Another bit here, you've got conversations where you can see what people are talking about, which is always quite fun. Because some of them are quite bullish, like ridiculously bullish, and some of them are very, very bearish. But if you get some key information out of it sometimes, obviously take it with a pinch of salt, because people will say anything to get attention. And then you scroll down and you've got all the news articles regarding Tesla. And so that's that really. So moving back to the home page, I'm sure you probably want to see what my long-term portfolio is, and we'll go into the tickers of the overall markets. So this is my portfolio. I'm filming this, as you can see, at 11:30 on a Thursday. So the market hasn't quite opened yet. But the good thing about this one is the pre-markets and the after hours are on here as well. So you see where it says pre just before the percentage change on the far right side. So look at Tesla's line here. You've got minus 4.82%, which was yesterday, and then you've got pre of minus 0.44%. So that means when it opens up in the market, it will be that kind of level, should we say, as it stands. Now at the top here we've got IXIC, which is the Nasdaq as a whole. So again, should we add it to Dave's portfolio? That would be a good idea. So we just search IXIC, click on the star, go to Dave's portfolio. It's been added to Dave's portfolio. So we go into Dave's portfolio, we go to IXIC, and that is basically the market as a whole in terms of the Nasdaq. You can see over the last month it's kind of been pretty volatile, should we say, and over the 6 months, which would be the general case of overall markets, will be up there. You can see where it's kind of tailed off quite heavily since the late part of February. Okay, so going back to my long-term portfolio, and you can see a couple at the bottom here, which is Treasury yield 10 years. So obviously that's been in the news recently, so I've just kind of been tracking that. It's not a huge one for me. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, to be honest, but it's just nice to know where the Treasury yields kind of are. And that's TNX. And then you've got SPY, which is the S&P 500, which is the other big one. And then you've got Dow, which is DOW, which you can also search, which is the kind of the big boys of the US overall market. And if the Nasdaq, so we were talking about pre-markets earlier, with the Nasdaq you can look at the pre-markets for the whole Nasdaq as well. And that is this one here, third from bottom, NQ equals F. So tap on that, and we can see the Nasdaq for 4 hours is kind of, it's moving up, down, up, down, up, down, as the Nasdaq does at the moment. And over the last 5 days, you can see it's kind of dropped off a cliff a little bit in the last couple of days. And to search that, we just go back, go to the top bar, NQ. You can put it equals in if you want, but I mean it's already there. And then we hit the star and we add it to Dave's portfolio, because Dave is all about his portfolio at the moment. And just before I finish the recording of this, you can also tap into, if you go back, so if you come back and tap on the search, then you can see this, you see this here, upcoming earnings reports. And this is really cool actually, because if you're obviously invested in companies, you want to track their earnings reports and see how they're doing on that particular report, you can just tap on this, upcoming earnings reports, and you can see on Tuesday, March the 30th, IZEA worldwide earnings is expected. And sometimes through earnings season, which kind of obviously happens every quarter, you'll see like quite a few of them down there, and you can see when all the earnings are, so you can see where people are obviously riding the stock up before the earnings, or taking the stock out, taking the money out of the stock, etc. and so forth. And just below that we have popular watch lists. So Berkshire Hathaway is obviously owned by the Mr. Warren Buffett. Cannabis stocks, tech stocks in general, and you can click on any of these. So let's go tech stocks, and you can see there's a whole bunch of tech stocks. So again, you can track the pre-markets on all of those, which is also pretty cool. So you can see that if the whole market is down, once it's not the stocks you've picked, it's just the whole market in general, so don't beat yourself up. Okay, I do have a whole video about stock crashes and corrections. Obviously it's quite apt at the moment, so go ahead and check that up in the top right hand corner for you. So yes, check that one out. Let's just go ahead and stop that recording. So this has been kind of a video to how to track your portfolio, and some cool little tips and tricks so you can track the actual overall market, see where their earnings reports are, and just see generally what stocks are doing. So if you have taken any value from this at all, please leave a comment down below. I really do appreciate that. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate that too, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.